Hey there, it's Colin with ModGolf live from the PGA Show in Orlando. Yeah, it's getting pretty loud in here. It was quiet, but all of the educational series, all these seminars that just got out. So everybody is letting their hair down here. Yeah, the first couple of days before the real show starts on Wednesday, thousands and thousands of PGA professionals do descend upon Orlando here at the Convention Center, and as part of their educational series, which I've had the opportunity to speak at a couple of times about entrepreneurship and innovation. Maybe I'll do that again in the next year or two, but right now I'm pretty busy with everything else that's going on here at the show. So yeah, we thought we'd put together a live show here because why not? I'm here, I have the time, you're here joining us. So yeah, a little bit different here today. And yeah, just going to have some fun. I am going to be joined by one of our previous guests on the ModGolf Podcast, and that is Igor Vainshtein. And Igor is the founder and CEO of SkyTrack, doing really interesting things with golf simulators. He's been involved in the golf entrepreneurship, golf innovation space, technology space for many, many years now. So yeah, can't wait to have him show up. I think he's just parking his car right now, so he'll be here in a couple minutes. The plan is the next half an hour just to walk around the show, and it's not open quite yet, just to let you know. Yeah, way down there, if you can see that the doors will be opening 8:30 a.m. Eastern time on Wednesday morning. So for 2.5 days, this place is going to be going off. Over 40,000 people in the golf industry show up here, and I'm going to be Thursday morning, going to be doing a live show, going to be recording 4 podcast episodes, got some guests lined up there. So that's going to be great. Lots of fun. And I'll be walking the show floor as I always do. I've been here. First time I came here was 2015 when wasn't really in the golf industry at the time, kind of snuck in a way. And it's an interesting story. I can tell you another time, but yeah, been here, I think 8 out of the last 10 years, guess with 1 year in COVID, did that virtually. So we were not here. So yeah, this year I've heard this show is going to be the biggest show since 2018. So it keeps getting bigger and bigger coming out of COVID here. So this is really interesting. So tomorrow, they do here at the PGA Show, just to give you a little bit of a rundown here about how this whole thing works, is on the Tuesday, they have what's called a demo day. So everybody gets out on a bus, or lots of buses, about a half an hour ride out to a driving range facility. I believe it's called the Orange County Golf Facility. And they've got this 360-degree driving range there. So all around the perimeter of that, they've got all the players in the golf industry set up there. So not only for testing clubs, but all kinds of anything you can imagine in the golf industry is being demonstrated outdoors there. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and then half day Friday indoors here at the Convention Center again, that we have on the show floor. And yeah, I just cannot get enough of this. I hope I can come back every single year because I do love it. Okay, so as we wait for Igor here, let's see. Well, we're going to walk around. Hopefully we can meet some people also that we've had on as previous guests. I've already ran into 2 people here today, and that's been great. So we will do that. We'll walk around. But one thing I did want to mention is we want to make this live and interactive, as we always do on ModGolf Live. And so if you have any questions, just put them in chat here on our YouTube channel. And you can ask me. You can ask Igor once he gets here. Also, and yeah, going to have some fun walking around. So as you can see, I'm going to look down. Got to make sure I don't drop my laptop. If I do that, I'm pretty much screwed for the week here. So you can see lots of people down there have come out of one of the educational seminars, and yeah, lots of energy, lots of people having some fun down there. And yeah, you can see, I think this place is big just by looking at this. This is just a small fraction of the size of this place. It is absolutely massive what goes on. So not only in the main show space in the hall, the exhibit hall they call it, but also all these other breakout rooms where there's lots of events and lots of awesome things that are going on. Let's see if I can turn around here. I'm going to walk over. Be careful, my arms also already getting a little bit short. A little bit sore, if I can speak properly here. Yeah, hard to see with there. So yeah, outside here, bit of a sunny day here in Orlando. It's not that warm. I was going to play golf today, but that didn't quite happen. So I'm here with you instead today. And hey, that's okay. Enjoying this. Okay, so let's see. What can I show you? So I'm going to put the laptop down for a sec because it is getting a little heavy there. All right, I got to come down a little bit lower. Let's see. So yeah, I got my media credentials here today, so you can see that here with the ModGolf Podcast. So yeah, they've got all kinds of things set up with the. There's a new area called the Retreat, which I'm really interested to visit for the next day or two. So not only with new innovations going on there, it's got a. I guess they're promoting it to have a bit more of a kind of a chill Californian vibe to it. A lot of the companies on there that are kind of aligned with that type of vibe. That's again on last on the podcast, and that was a Canadian company called Dormy Workshop. And Dormy Workshop, they make amazing head covers. And handcrafted and out of leather, and yeah, they do some really great custom stuff. I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second, and that is because we have our guest here, and Igor is here. I've already introduced everybody here. So Igor,
hey
how's it? We finally meet in person.
I know, amazing, good to see you.
If I didn't have a microphone and a laptop in my hand, I'd hug it out right now, man.
I know. Well, how about a little
there we
like
go.
There
we go. So
do you like the hat?
I love that.
Read it carefully, though.
Yes, it was inauguration day today, so there we go. So I love that.
A political statement,
I
want to make that clear.
I'm aware.
It's a golf track statement.
I'm aware. So I did introduce you, of course, being on the podcast a couple months ago. We had a great time there, and I did tell everybody what yourself as a golf entrepreneur in the technology space and the good stuff you do with Golf Track. But I did not mention what Golf Track does because I want to leave that to you because you can do it better than me here. Why don't you take the microphone? My hand is good, so I got to change hands here.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell everybody first, Igor, about Golf Track?
Hey guys, so Golf Track is a golf simulator in your phone. So it uses the cameras on the back of your iPhone to basically allow you to play simulated golf. So think of the launch monitors that exist in the market, etc. But this one, most of you already have in your pocket because it's on your iPhone. Yep. Works from anywhere from iPhone X. If you're still using that, that's pretty old now. Yeah. But it still works. And obviously you can play simulated golf. You can practice with it. Just need a little tripod, screen or a net to hit into. And we've got a driving range mode coming soon, not available yet. And that's really Golf Track. And I just thought, with the times that are happening right now, the day, what an interesting day to be in the country for. I'm an Aussie, right? So,
and I'm a Canadian.
There you go. So we both kind of get to watch as like from afar, like of all the events of today. So that's, right. That's Golf Track.
That's right. Okay, good stuff. Here, why don't you hold on to that? Yeah. You're the official.
Okay.
You're my co-host now today. It's decided.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's talk about the PGA Show because we're here. So I mentioned earlier to everybody that's on my experience here, being here about 8 or 9 times over the last 11 years or so. So your experience, you've been here before.
I have.
So tell us about your history here at the PGA Show.
Well, I had, up until recently, I was living in Australia.
Yeah.
And obviously it's quite a long journey to get to Orlando. It may literally be on the other side of the earth. If we drill a hole directly down, we may end up in Australia.
Right.
So I had FOMO for so long of, all these people going to the PGA Show. And I can't remember, it was 6 years ago. I've been about 5 times now. About 5 or 6 years ago, I finally made my first trip. And for anyone who hasn't been, first time it's very hard to find the right word to describe the first time because it is just blows your mind.
Yeah.
Did you find that?
I did. I was telling people we snuck in. We weren't even in the golf industry at that time. So a bit of a wedding crasher type of experience that we had here. But yeah, that's another story for another podcast that I've told a couple of times on other people's podcasts. But so we did that, but it's funny how life works. And only a couple of years later, they're paying me money as part of the educational series, which is going on behind us here today to speak about entrepreneurship and innovation in the golf industry. So you just never know where this crazy thing called life will take you. One minute you're sneaking in and asking for permission, and the next thing you know, they're paying you.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. That's a great success story. And yeah, so the first time is amazing. So I've been there a few years, and really in those years, because I was there before COVID. And then obviously with COVID, there was a break, and I came after COVID. And then obviously as I sold my company to an amazing company in golf
Yes.
tech, and I saw you had Joe Assel on your podcast
I
recently.
did.
Great interview.
Yep, thank you. That's the second time we've had Joe on. Joe's definitely a friend of the show. We had him on back in the very first season, almost 8 years ago. I think it was like episode 11 or something. Somehow I managed to know someone that knew Joe, and Joe was kind enough to come on when the ModGolf podcast was really nothing. So thank you again, Joe, for taking that leap of faith and spending some time with us, not only once but twice, only a couple months ago. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So then I was here, and we actually signed the deal on the eve of the PGA Show a few years back, and it's been amazing since. And so I've been to the PGA Show, as a newcomer, as my own company with 24/7 Golf, with the simulators, and then as part of this, industry giant Golf Tech and Skytrack, and so that's been really amazing. And now I'm here, kind of in multiple hats. Excuse the pun.
Yeah.
Part of Golf Tech still, of course, and also with Golf Track, and actually just as a spectator, because what I've seen the change is it's gone from being sort of a lot of golf apparel, golf stuff, a lot for golf courses and country clubs. And I feel like it's a really, it's more like half of it is like a tech show, with simulators and gadgets and apps and stuff that is kind of pushing golf into the next century.
It's got a little bit of an element. Like, I haven't been in Vegas for CES for the what is it,
it was just a few weeks ago.
Was the Consumer
Electronics Show.
That thing's massive.
Yeah.
So there is a bit of a component here to that. I think you could attest to. It sounds like you've been to CES.
I have not, actually. It's on my bucket list as well. So maybe next year. I just missed it this year.
We'll go. You never know.
Let's do a podcast from there.
Yes. That's one thing I always say. It's all about yes.
Yeah. I like it.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Because it is just before. Okay. So what are you looking forward to the next couple of days, and what is the next couple of days looking like for you?
So tomorrow's demo day. So last year I didn't go, which was a little bit busy with the show. But this year I am gonna go. Although, have you seen the weather forecast for tomorrow?
I have, and I have been out there a couple years where the weather has been terrible. I think only one year it was nice out. There were some years it was so windy, tents were blowing over like tumbleweeds into the middle of the 360-degree driving range. So yeah, tomorrow's not going to be that great. So you're going to be out there. We're going to divide and conquer. You're going to be out there. I am going to be part of the NGCOA. So that's the National Golf Course Owners Association show, which is they have a golf business conference that they found it's best, since everybody's here already, that they do it a couple of days before the PGA show. So that's going to happen tomorrow, like the big day tomorrow. So I'm going to spend some time with them and then be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the PGA show. Before, I don't know if you know this, so I've managed, because I know some people with TGL, so I've just received my media credentials for next Monday, the Rory versus Tiger match, Jupiter versus Boston. I am going to be there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm getting that FOMO. I talked about it again. I'm very jealous, but should be fun. Have you been watching it so far?
I have been watching it so far. I know people have been complaining. It's like, oh, they got to change the rules. It's because there's been 2 blowouts. And I look at this as like, in the NFL, if some team wins 40-3, there's no one demanding that the field gets widened by 40 yards. Like it just is what it is. There will be some good matches that'll be tight. We're entrepreneurs. We know how this works. This is what we call a minimum viable product, even though it's not really minimum, because they throw in millions and millions of dollars at this. But this is part of the kind of the learning process. It's an iteration. I'm sure after 2 weeks now, they've got some feedback. Some things worked, some things didn't. Probably new things have revealed themselves they didn't even think about. So they're going to do more of some things, less of others, probably get rid of a couple of things and try some new things. Whether they're even trying new things the rest of this year, or they're already for the next season, already ready to that feedback loop you and I talk about all the time. So,
well, I think I was lucky enough to meet the founder of TGL at a function last year, actually.
All right.
During the show, and he's a very smart cookie, and he's an entrepreneur like us, and so all entrepreneurs, they get feedback and they improve and innovate and improve and innovate. I have no doubt it's going to be even better next season and all that. So, but anyway, just want to say again, I'm jealous, but get us some good video from there.
Well, I will. If I have the good fortune of actually having a microphone like you and I are talking right now, whether it's Rory or Tiger, I'll make sure that I'll tell him that that Igor says hi.
Yeah, tell him I'll give him a free hat. Okay.
That's the least I can do because yeah, you are making Golf Track great again. Apparently, yep.
Thank you. It's that time of the year.
Good stuff. Hey, do you want to? Like I said, we're just freestyling here. Things have quieted around here. Yeah, Igor's gonna take the camera, which is my laptop here, because my hand is starting to cramp up. My poor delicate hands here. I was going to say we're going to walk around a little bit, but I don't know. I think we're just going to hang out here because, as I mentioned, the show is not open quite yet. It will open Wednesday morning, so we can't go in and give you a sneak peek. I wish I could. Oh, we got an idea. What's going on?
How about you know the bridge where you go between the car park
and
the show, and that you can see both sides through the glass?
That is a great idea. All right. Why don't you hang on to that? You know what? We're going to take everyone for a little walk here. I see we got a couple of people joining us here, but we don't have any questions yet. So don't be shy. If you got some questions, just ask in chat because we're here to answer all your questions, any and all those questions. I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. I am going to just put up one little thing here while we can. Like I said, I'm trying to be the executive producer of the show without my glasses on at the same time. See how that's working out for me here. And there we go. So, hey, if you want to look at what they're doing on the PGA Show, you can go to their website. Kind of check that out also. And you should also go check out Golf Track. I believe a website and an app. Where can people find you?
So very easy, golftrack.8. Double P app. So
there we go. I believe you can. There we go. Nice. Wow, you're like a walking advertisement.
Amazing. Who would have thought of that?
Wow. Wow. I mean, this isn't just by accident.
Actually, funny story. On the flight over, the Spirit captain, he looked back. He saw my hat. He said, "I love the hat." I said, "Did you read it carefully?" He looked at it again. Oh, he goes, "My niece is a really good golfer." So he's like, "Come on into the cockpit." I'm like, so I'm there in the cockpit of the airplane before takeoff. I'm like,
what?
Am I about to get arrested? I don't know. Like I'm a student pilot. I've got an FAA approval. But anyway, we just ended up spending about 10 minutes chatting about it, which was really fun. So that's what happens when you're a walking billboard.
There we go. So another entrepreneurial nugget of wisdom there, some feedback. You just got to put yourself out there. You just never know what's going to happen. Don't overthink it. Don't second guess it. Just put it out there, and you just never know what's going to happen.
I think it was called guerrilla marketing back in the day. Do you remember those days?
I am familiar with the term.
That's still around. Maybe it's still around. I don't know.
Maybe you're just reinventing it. Maybe you need to have a new name. Maybe, I don't know. Is that an Aussie twist to it? It's like,
I'll think about it next 2 days. I think we're going to go down one level, right?
Okay. I think we do. So I'll tell you, you hold on to that stuff.
Okay. I'll comment. Yeah. I'll keep commenting. You got a good view of the PGA Show here, and let's start walking down there that way or this way.
Yeah, let's go this way.
Okay. Right. This is like one of those, remember those shows where they like follow, people cheating on their husbands or wives, and they're like, they just follow them with a camera, kind of like this, and a microphone. What do you think about that? What do you think?
I agree. Who knows? I had some people earlier come up and chat to me. One guy wanted to play a thumb war. Remember what that is? I don't know why, and I beat him, so I'm very proud about that.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah.
There might be some people here that we know. I was mentioning earlier before you came on, Igor, that I did run into 2 or 3 people already. So that were previous guests on the show. So you never know. We may run into someone again.
We are getting some pretty interesting looks as we walk past these people.
It's because they're jealous because they realize that we're 13% famous.
13.5. Thank you.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to undersell you there, my friend. Yep, absolutely.
Every little bit counts.
It does. All right. So you can tell by the steps we're taking here. This place is big. It is absolutely massive. As I mentioned, over the 3.5 days here, there will be over 40,000 people attending. And hey, if you're not a golf industry professional, they do allow, I believe it's on the Thursday, that you can come here. So it is open to the public also. So it used to be for years and years, for decades, that it was only for professionals. But now they've that's right. They've switched it up so that if you're just a golfer, recreational golfer, love the game, you can come here for I believe it's the Thursday. I don't quote me on what the day is. You'd have to look on that. Once again, the website is right up there. Take a peek. So if you happen to be in Central Florida and you want to come by and you're a golfer, want to see everything that is new and just have this golf overload, this is the place for you. So yes, it really is a kind of an industry.
But I Whenever I did it, I would get up over 20,000, sometimes 30,000 steps in a day. Did you ever track yours?
I do. Well, I just on my phone, but yeah, my feet. It's like, why are my feet so sore? It's like, yeah, but you get about a round and a half of golf in here, don't you? Just
Great, which is actually why I wear golf shoes at the show. First time I wore just normal sneakers, and I could barely walk at the end of it. But with really good golf, let's walk up to the here.
Are giving people a little bit of a sneak peek here. Yes, so we are on the walkway between the car park area outside, the parking lot, I guess you say, and the main convention center. So here we go. So you know what? Since this is Igor's idea here, so we're going to turn it around here. Here we go. So there you go. You can see they are busy constructing every single booth here, and some of these booths are massive. I know the big boys, the Pings and the TaylorMades of the world. I don't know if TaylorMades come back here after COVID or not. But yes, as far as the large equipment brands, massive presence here. So this is only like one part. This just goes on and on and on. We'll go to the other side here. Kind of looking down here, this section here, what do we got here? So this is mostly, I think, the fashion. This is the fashion area here. Yeah.
A lot of country club equipment here. You can see Range Servant, there's Alphard, Sister Bay, there's furniture. But in the distance, you can see Bushnell Golf, Golf Genius there. You've got, so the technology, and I think at that end is where the driving range is, if I remember correctly, right at the, because I can see, I can see the golf simulator companies down that end, and that's kind of that's a fun end for me, who has obviously been in the golf sim business for 15 years. This is really this is part of the PGA show that gets me most excited.
I agree. Okay, why don't we come over to the other side here? So that's just half of it, and you couldn't even see all the way down there because it just goes and goes and goes. So the other half here, so this is more the kind of the fashion side and apparel over here, and then farther down they've got an area Igor, they're calling the retreat, which I mentioned earlier. Apparently, it's got a bit of a fun vibe to it that they've got going on. That with the is it new? It is new. Yeah. So the retreat is the first time they've done it this year, and so some of the great brands down there that have more of a kind of a casual vibe. And kind of that lifestyle, they're going to be down there, and then that's attached directly to the area that they're having their live stage. So they're having concerts here. I think Third Eye Blind is going to be the headliner on the Thursday night. So I think Wednesday and Thursday they're going to have live music here. So they're really making an effort to turn this into more of a festival type of atmosphere. That's not just 5 o'clock, everybody get out. Yeah, but it's more than that. And I think Igor's been here enough, like I have. And outside, a lot of things get done, and a lot of fun is had once it gets dark here until late into the night. So yeah.
But Friday morning, you see people they're not walking quite as quickly around the show. They're more, there's a little bit of a slower pace because I think everyone's a bit tired and maybe a little bit hungover.
Yeah, that's true. I found last year I was going to play golf on the Friday after being here for 2 days, and I was tired. And I know that people are already packing up because they only have the half day on the Friday, and people want to get out of Dodge and get back home. And yeah, they are just they're fried, hungover, ready to go. But I found it was quieter. I managed to meet more people. I actually got a couple of sponsorship deals done at the last minute because I was able to talk to some people rather than get behind 50 other people. So you never know. Once again, you got to put yourself out there, like I did that time last year, and you just never know what's going to happen. Rather than deciding not to do something, I just kind of did it and checked it out, and it worked out well. Here we go. So yeah, but why don't we come into the middle here, see if we can see some other brands. We got Perry Ellis down there. We've got Seven Diamonds, and farther down, a lot of the bigger ones in the apparel space also. So a lot of them we've had on the podcast before. We just had Jay Lindenberg on a little while ago. I believe they're going to be here this year. A lot of women's apparel brands we've had on also. Putnam with Allie Putnam. We just had her on the podcast. She's going to be here, so can't wait to say hi to her in the next couple of days. And as I mentioned on social media, you've probably seen from the last couple of years, I will be going around creating video shorts, anything that I find that's interesting, anything that's innovative, I will take a quick video and we'll post that both on YouTube and also on our Instagram there. So you'll be able to stay up to date and see all the interesting things that we're doing there. And as I mentioned, I'm going to be live Thursday morning for a couple of hours. I got some guests already lined up there, so gonna have some fun there. So yeah, really looking forward to a great week here. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad that Igor made the time. He drove in. We're gonna spend some time together because we've never met each other before. So this is one of the great things about the PGA Show is I've had people that I've been virtual friends with, people I have deep relationships with for the last 7 years that I consider really good friends that I haven't met in person before. So you're just another awesome example of people that I've met, people I've connected with, and now I get to see you in real life, my friend.
Well, thank you, and likewise. And this show is, I think that one of the main things that is great about this show is being front of mind of people. So when you just run into people, you probably know a lot of people, right? And you run into, and you go, you look familiar. Wait, I've seen you on YouTube, and then you start having a conversation, you know, and you're like, oh yeah, we've spoken so many times by email or by messenger or whatever. All of a sudden, you're standing face to face, and I think that's a really huge benefit of the show. So I think it's great that you bring up that even if you're not in the golf industry, and if you can get here, you will have the best time. It is like a festival. If you're a golf nut, this is like your mecca. It's really an amazing place. And the other thing that I give shout out to, talking about technology, right?
Yeah.
The golf simulator companies put on a pretty amazing show. There's some, like last year, there was some really great installations, and
Yes.
you can try it out and all of that. So yeah, I think it's a good reason to come and just meet people, and make sure you find Colin. You will see him with this microphone. And are you going to be walking around with a laptop the entire show?
No, that would, I think my hand would be broken by the end of it. No, we're doing everything with a phone. It just happens to be here with the live stream here using the broadcast platform that we have. I got to do this on a laptop. So no, won't be doing that, because I think this would probably, my arm, I probably have to amputate it afterwards. I think I'd be done, or my mediocre golf game would probably get even worse there because my hand would be so cramped up. So no, this is kind of a one and done here. I will be talking about live shows though. The plan is on Monday, not to make you jealous again, but everything works out, I will be 3 hours south of here, just north of Miami, for the TGL event, where Tiger's team with Jupiter, Florida, is playing Rory's team with Boston. And I hope to be doing a ModGolf live show from there. And not that I'm looking for an upgrade on a guest here, but who knows? Maybe we'll have Tiger or Rory or someone on. But
more like a sideways movement, maybe. I don't know. I'm just okay.
It's a lateral shift.
I know. This hat's very big to make sure it fits my very big head.
I love that. All right, Igor, why don't we finish up there? Hey, thanks everyone for joining us today. I hope this helped you get a little bit of an insight, kind of pulling the curtain back on the PGA Show before it starts here. So as I mentioned here, just follow us on Instagram. Oh, last thing I want to mention too, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we're like a couple people short of 1,000 subscribers. And from what I've heard, that unlocks a couple other things for us here on YouTube, just to help us become even more sustainable, so we can bring even more awesome stories from entrepreneurs like Igor here and all the other people that we have on the ModGolf Podcast and the YouTube channel. So, hey, why don't we leave it at that? Thanks for joining us today. And yeah, follow us for the PGA Show. All right.
Thank you. And thanks for having me.
My pleasure. All right. We'll see you.